Hello friends, I welcome you to EPG Pathshala. My name is Dr. Amit Katoch and I am working as Assistant Professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management of Punjab University. I would be taking module on career prospects, airport ground staff, eligibilities and job descriptions. Under the paper Aviation Industry, Ticketing and Frontier Formalities. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the eligibility criteria, selection and induction procedure for airport ground staff, know the skills needed for airport ground staff, know the job descriptions for airport ground staff and know about the courses which would be helpful in opting for airport ground staff. Aviation sector has shown unprecedented growth throughout the world, and surely this growth is evident in Indian aviation industry too. The growth is not only in terms of passengers but in the growth of employment revenues and airlines too, and there is a win-win situation for all the stakeholders involved. IATA, that is the International Air Transport Association, too acknowledged this growth and anticipated a towering expansion trajectory for the Indian aviation sector. Whenever we talk about the employment opportunities in the aviation sector, the various job prospects which come to our mind are related to pilots and cabin crew. But the jobs are very diverse in aviation sector. There are many careers available in airline industry such as flight attendant job, airline administrative support, operations agent, avionics, technicians, regional sales manager, flight dispatcher, ground or airport station attendant, aviation meteorologist, passenger service agent, ramp planner, reservation sales agent, sales representative, crew schedule coordinator, airline station agent, airline ticket agent, airline flight instructor, etc. The jobs in airline industry are also referred to as dream jobs as they are well paid and great prestige is attached to them. Doing work in airline industry is equally rewarding and challenging sector, but there is furious competition for getting jobs in airline sector. As we know that the airlines are involved in transporting the passengers from origin to their destinations, and in order to handle the passengers, great skills are required by the airline staff depending on the nature of jobs, that is airline jobs, airport jobs, government aviation jobs, ground support jobs and pilot jobs. The professionals involved in airlines require organization abilities, technical skills, communication ability and interpersonal skills. Airport ground staff is an exciting career in airline industry. It is a job quite underestimated in the airline industry as compared to cabin crew and pilot jobs, but it forms an essential ingredient of the whole aviation operation and involves duty hours around the clock to handle a variety of jobs such as managing flights, sticking to deadlines and handling the passengers. According to IATA fact sheet released in December 2016, throughout the world there are 1402 commercial airlines, 26025 aircraft in commercial service, 3883 airports and 32.8 million commercial flights operating worldwide. Aviation sector transports more than 3.6 billion passengers worldwide and 54% of the tourists travel by air. Also, air transport industry supports 62.7 million jobs worldwide. As such, the scope for the ground staff operations is enormous and on the great rise. The entry level in ground operation staff is as passenger service agent. They primarily are interested with customer handling at the airport and facilitating their air travel by providing them all sorts of services related to tickets, luggage and information related to flights. Their role is crucial in proper sourcing of the flights from the airport. A large operation of ground staff is restricted to commercial airlines, providing air travel to passengers and occasionally may be also referred to as providing cargo operations. Ground staffs at times are also involved in weather monitoring crew and air traffic control operations, but primarily their job is restricted to facilitate the commuters on the airport and is involved in an array of functions. Now I will discuss about the eligibility criteria selection and induction procedure for airport ground staff. As described earlier, the entry level may be passenger service agent. At the start of the career, the entrant may be given induction training to give him/her an overview about the aviation sector, airlines and the nature of his job. In order to enter the aviation industry, you just need to have a high school degree or senior secondary degree, that is +2, in context of the Indian aviation market. In context to the international requirement to get entry in the ground staff, an individual needs to have a high school diploma. Though there are some airlines which prefer graduates and need to pass the security background check. In India, the government airlines prefer graduates. The eligibility is not just limited to academic aspect, as other skills such as pleasing personality, effective communication, ability to handle diverse situations and passion for the job are also equally important. And in order to get selected in airport ground staff, an aspirant has to pass through a selection process which may involve a written exam, interview, group discussion, medical test and training on selection. A written test is conducted by some airlines to check the intelligence coefficient of the candidate, in which general questions related to general knowledge, awareness, verbal and non-verbal reasoning and aviation sector may be asked. But many a times the candidates may be called directly for the interview. The interview may consist of 3 to 4 rounds in which the selection panel would select some candidates to go in each round. Generally, the first round is a one-to-one interacting round in which questions related to self-appraisal, family background, personal likings or general things may be asked. Also, questions may be asked linking the candidate's motive to join the aviation sector. The candidates selected in personal one-to-one first round go to the second round, which is the group discussion round. Here the contenders are divided into various groups and each group given a topic or theme on which every candidate in each group has to speak on a particular topic. The contenders in this round are selected based on their performance to follow third and fourth rounds. In the third round, more grilling of candidates may be there, followed by interaction with higher panel or senior officials. The confirmed candidates After it may go for a medical test to see the physical standards such as blood tests, eye tests, ENT checkup, X-ray, and the candidate not suffering from any chronic disease. And finally, the selected candidates have to undergo training. But the whole selection procedure is standardized and stringent so that right candidates are inducted in the airlines. During the whole process, you need to be very confident and reflect the various attributes which you possess. The answers should be specific and the candidates needs always to be polite, sensible and patient. Also, the personal grooming, personal hygiene and dressing sense of the aspirant should be good. After the medicals, if a candidate is selected, he has to undergo training in which essential parts of the job are taught. All the set procedures to be followed by the ground staff, personal grooming, service procedures, guest handling, situation handling, first aid, medical procedures, procedures to be followed during terrorist attack, etc. are part of the training program. The topics like personal management, customer handling, soft and hard skills in tandem, aircraft's equipment and facilities, aviation doctrines and operations, resource management, schedules of flight, regulations related to airport and aircraft are taught. ICAO and DGCA regulations are part of the training program. And after the training duration of 1 to 2 months and after passing in the written exam, the candidates may be inducted as a passenger service agent trainee in the airline. And after some weeks, based on your feedback, the candidates is inducted as a passenger service agent in an airline. Now I will discuss about the skills needed for airport ground staff. In order to be part of the airport ground crew, certain skills are mandatory for the candidate. As we know that the aspirants need to be part of the ground operations should be mentally prepared to work for long hours. He or she should be physically and mentally fit for the painstaking schedule of each day. He should also be fully familiar with the machinery or equipment on which he/she is working. The various skills which are required by the airport ground staff are effective communication. This includes various parts of communication, that is listening, speaking and writing. This element is very imperative for the ground staff personals. Planning, organizing and management. The individual should be skillful enough to do job, but equally effective to get the work done by his colleagues and staff under him. Hence, the individual should have managerial skills to plan, organize and manage the tasks delegated to him. Problem solving and presence of mind. The daily tasks are often monotonous and follow standardized set procedures, but there are some occasions in which the candidate has to solve problems which are unusual but to be solved keeping in mind the standard and recommended practices. Smartness. Work is very important to achieve your goals, that is to take you to new level. But work nowadays has to be done smartly rather than in a cumbersome manner. The work should be done smartly so that you take less time in finishing it, it is well organized and it gives you recognition. In airport, the ground staff has to work for long hours, but here smart work is very important. Dedication. Dedication involves loyalty to do a particular job. It requires a strong feeling to give a lot of time and energy to accomplish your task. Adapt to various situations and flexibility. Adaptability is an important skill which is very essential to the ground staff. It helps the staff to make changes according to the environment and learn from his experiences. Hard work. The ground staff jobs are very cumbersome jobs in which the employee has to sit for long hours and work continuously, and hence hard work is very important as the majority of jobs are monotonous, involving standardized procedures, involving no change or rectification from your side. Experience. If a candidate has some experience in ground staff operations, he may get an advantage. At times, depending on the nature of the job, the skills may be required, such as the experience in tourism and hospitality may also be very helpful. Interpersonal abilities. Interpersonal abilities are also known as social skills, people skills, soft skills or life skills. It's an ability of the employee to get along others to finish the job, and usually persons with good interpersonal skills are apparently having characteristics such as optimism, calmness, confidence and enduring qualities which are at great demand in ground staff. These skills are broader in dimension and include decision-making process, problem solving and working in a group or a team. Teamwork. Teamwork is part of the interpersonal abilities in which people work together with other people, that is, their team has to achieve a common goal. It is a vital part of business and compulsory in any type of environment. It is an important attribute in ground staff where staff work in teams and achieve the objectives by utilizing group effort, which is sum of individual attributes, and it is important attribute to maximize employee potential. Responsibility. Responsibility means the personal ownership you take in doing the job assigned to you. Whenever you acquire any job, there are certain duties which are assigned to you, also known as responsibilities. Your personal skills are measured by the responsibilities you take in your job and by the supplementary responsibility you also take. Some of the responsibilities in ground staff includes serving your guests or customers properly, showing up for work on time, proper dress up, following standard procedures to deal with the various issues, asking your superiors to solutions of problems you are unaware, being reliable, meeting deadlines of the job, and volunteering for various types of jobs. Common sense. It is an important characteristic or attribute which every employer wants in his employee. The arising candidates can be trained for any kind of jobs until they have the common sense. Common sense is primarily the ability of the employee to see the larger picture and to see the missing aspect which can improve the service and finishes his job which is assigned to him. It also involves your willingness to help your colleagues or customers and being pleasant to all actors involved inside or outside the organization. Knowledge of procedures to do various tasks. The ground staffs in the airport involve various kinds of job functions, and in order to perform those duties, there are standard procedures and guidelines, as the jobs are specific and need to be pinpointed. Once you have been selected for the airline, you undergo trainings in the selected airline where you are trained and given more knowledge with regard to your job operations. You pass the exams and then are recruited in an airline. Depending on the nature of job, you go a transition phase, that is ground staff trainee, for a short period of time ranging up to 6 months. Thereafter, you are absorbed as a ground staff executive. Now I will discuss about the job descriptions for airport ground staff. In the airline industry, for the ground staff, job description describes various aspects required for the job. To start with experience, this may vary, generally 0 to 2 years. It may describe the nature of job such as CSA, that is customer service agent, telecaller, reservation, GRE, that is guest relation officer, air ticketing, cargo executives, etc. Also, the job description gives information to candidates about the salary structures of the ground staff employees, which ranges from 15,000 to 50,000 per month for domestic airlines and up to 1.3 lakhs per month for foreign airlines. Additional benefits, allowances, overtime, pick and drop facility, provident fund, ESI, accommodation, OT facility, uniform, foodings, lodgings, etc. may also be mentioned in the job descriptions to the prospective candidates for overtime. Both the male and female can apply for the job of ground staff having an age between 18 to 28 years or as desired. Also, at times, language preferences may be there, requiring for dealing with customers in various regions or areas. The qualification for the job may vary from matriculation to graduation. The job description may give the working hours required for the job along with the requirement of certain documents for the job such as passport, PAN card and Aadhaar card, etc. Photocopies of the documents may also be asked along with a resume or curriculum vitae. Primarily, all these details give a comprehensive view about the nature of job, requirements, duties, skill requirements, so that there is no ambiguity regarding the job. Now I will discuss about courses helpful in opting for airport ground staff. In order to get entry into the aviation sector, there are various private institutes such as Frankfin, Flying Cats, Kony Academy, Indira Gandhi Institute of Aeronautics, Aptech Aviation Academy, etc. But these institutes provide various diplomas ranging up to 2 years. But it's very important to check their affiliation and certifications so that you are not befooled. But apart from it, there are also some recognized diplomas from IATA and UFTA which are recognized throughout the world. And these diplomas can be done from IATA authorized training centers which are present not only in India but all around the world. They are courses which are recognized throughout the world. These courses are offered not only for airport ground services such as airport operation, airside operation, aviation security, ground operation, risk management, special cargo handling and supply chain security management. But also these diplomas are offered in case of airline, airport, cargo civil aviation authority, corporate journal and travel agency. Now I would like to summarize the whole module. Aviation has shown great growth in the recent years throughout the globe and also in India. And this growth has led to great employment opportunities. Whenever a person sees job prospects in aviation sector, he thinks about pilot and cabin crew. But the sector provides an array of opportunities to everyone. The ground operation at the airport provides great opportunities to aspirants to join this sector such as flight attendant job, airline administrative support, operations agent, avionic technicians, regional sales manager, flight dispatcher, ground or airport station attendant, aviation meteorologist, passenger service agent, ramp planner, reservation sales agent, sales representative, airline station agent, airline ticket agent being the others. The entry level in ground operation staff is of passenger service agent. They primarily are interested with customer handling at the airport and facilitating their air travel by providing them all sorts of services related to tickets, luggage and information related to flights. The qualification to enter the sector as ground staff is metric, higher secondary or graduation, which depends on the nature of the job and involves the selection process, which involves a written exam, interview, group discussion followed by medical test and a training program. The skills required to be selected in the aviation sector requires good communication, planning skills, organizing skills, smartness, good interpersonal skills, hard work, common sense, teamwork being others. There are also certain institutes which give training to aspirants who want to join aviation sector as a ground staff, such as Flying Cats, Frankfurt, Indira Gandhi Institute of Aeronautics, Kony Academy being others. But apart from it, there are also some recognized diplomas from IATA and UFTA which are recognized throughout the world. And these diplomas can be done from IATA authorized training centers which are present not only in India but throughout the globe. At the end of the module, I would like to say to the students who want to join the aviation sector is that arise, awake and stop not until the goal is achieved. Thank you and have a nice time.